Okay, so I just made a video and then I had a phone call in the video and it ruined the video. However, I'm going to teach you today how to do something like this in 3-point perspective. So this is basically starting off with a rectangle, much like this, and then adding another piece on and making rounds where straight line corners once were. So what I'm going to do first is darken my lines so you can see what I'm doing on the screen that you're looking through. So give me a minute to do that. If you can see, one of these little tricks I like to do is I put the pencil where I want to start, I run the ruler over to the pencil tip, and then I rotate it to the vanishing point. Kind of helps move things along pretty quickly. All right, so I think you're able to see this more clearly now. So the first thing I want to do is I want to hollow out this center core here. See this plane right here where I have the pencil? I want to hollow this out. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cross my corners again. What that does, that finds the center. Don't care about the center yet. What I do like are these 4 diagonal lines. I'm going to go from the corner down about this far, and I'm going to wrap this point around all the way around the form. I'll show you what I mean by that. So what I'll do first is I'm going to connect, or put my pencil point here, connect it to the 3rd vanishing point, which is up there. And then I run it down, and right where it intersects that line, which is right here, I'm going to put my pencil line, and then see this line here, it goes to the left vanishing point, so that's where I'm going to go next. Put it here, see where this line intersects this line here, go to my top vanishing point, where this line intersects here, I go to my left vanishing point, right here. Now, if you look here again, you kind of see what I'm doing. I'm drawing this portion right here. What I want to do next is I'm basically making the letter C. So I could do one of two things. I want to blow this wall out. I want to take it out. I could extend these lines like I almost did there and just take out the middle, or I could extend this line down this way and just take out the entire side. I think it'd be more interesting if I extend them out this way. It'll just give me a larger shape to deal with, so I don't have these little tiny stubs. So I did that. Get my little eraser, take out those lines. I don't need the center point anymore. What I forgot to do before was I forgot to put this back corner in. So this back corner, I'm just going to put a line like that. You can kind of see where that is, but I'm also going to put this line down here in, which goes to the right vanishing point, and you see where this line intersected that line? I make a line right there as well. What I'm going to do is just erase this back line. Oops, I made a mistake here. Erase this back line. Do you see this corner right here? I'm going to take that to the right side. It just so happens that these lines all meet at the same spot, and it could be difficult to see, but basically you can kind of see this letter C, right? This is out, this whole wall was blown out, and I have this letter C. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to make a round. So basically a round is when there's 2 straight lines, and I just transition one line into another line with a curved line. I blend it in, just like so. So it's like a smooth transition from one into another. So that's a round. I'm going to apply a round here and here, so I can kind of make this curve to the letter C. So I'll do the interior of this guy first. Now, I want to apply this one in as well, but to do this in perspective, you have to pull away from this line the exact same area where you pulled away from this line. So how do I figure that out? Where this line intersects this line here, this vertical line, or the straight line, I'm going to hold my pencil right there where it intersects. I'm going to connect my ruler to the right vanishing point. I'm going to run it that way and put a little dot. Same thing here. Do you see where this line intersects this line? I guess it meets up about right here. So I'm going to connect it to the right, to the top vanishing point there. And I'm going to put a point here. So basically, I'm just going to use that as a guide where I can come back into the line and come back into the line here and just make another round, but at least I know where to go back in and I'm not guesstimating. So you can kind of see that I did that here and I have that nice curve. Could also do it to the other side back here. I'll do that later. I'm going to show you how to do this one. So I'll do the interior right now. Okay, so I just made a nice little curve here, blended it back into the line, so I just rounded off that corner that was right there. Now I could just try to do something like this and just go for it, which that doesn't look so bad. However, I want you to use perspective. So see where this line meets up with that line about right here? Again, I'm going to go up to the vanishing point, but instead I'm going to go down, put a little dot. So see my guesstimate, I would have missed it. And then I see where this line meets that line here? I go here and I put another dot. I go down that way. I put a little dot there. Now I have at least some kind of idea what I need to do for the curve, and I'm kind of going out from this dot here, and I go out from this dot here, and then I try to have them meet up. And that's basically what it is. It's this curve that looks like this, and it blends right back into the form. That's it. So that's not the end of the video, though. I'm going to show you a lot more. I want to do this to the other side because I only have done it to the left side of this form. The right side still seems to be pretty blocky. So see this where these two lines meet, this back corner here? I'm going to connect that to the top vanishing point. And then if you look, I don't know if you can see it, I'm just making it a little darker. But if you look at this plane right here, there's a plane inside of this form that goes like right here. I just need to make another curve right here. And then I connect the outermost part. You can kind of see how that works. However, I just can't throw it in there and guesstimate. I need to take my point, so I'm going to take my point that I drew before, connect it to the right vanishing point, and where it intersects this guy, I put a dot. I take this point as well, I connect it to the right vanishing point, and where it meets that back line, I put a dot. And that's that back line, the transparent back line that I drew before. Now I have myself some form of a template to use, or guidelines, reference points, I guess is the better term. And so there's that curve. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect the most outer part of this curve, which is towards this vanishing point, which is like right there. And notice I'm putting my pencil on the vanishing point. I'm bringing the ruler up, and now I'm going to angle it up. And in theory, these two should be right in line, and they are. Now, see that curve that I drew before? I don't need most of it. I just kind of did all that work for only the very end. So it seems like a whole lot of something for nothing. So then I can just take this out. I'm going to take this out now. I can take the bottom out, and you kind of see that curves around. I just haven't done it to this guy yet, but basically it's going to look like this. It's so small that I can just kind of wing that in there. There you go, it's done. And I can take this line out now too. Okay, so there's your letter C. However, what if we did something more interesting? I took this letter C here and I curved it and I curved it down. So I added a rectangle down here and I curved it and I curved. I could even do another one here and then curve this, which would be kind of cool as well, but we'll see how far I get. That'll be a letter S. So what I'm going to do now, if I can pick up the ruler, is I'm going to take this line, follow it down, take this line. Remember, it's going to connect to the vanishing point, but if you just follow the line, it's going to follow down. And then I'm going to take a line, I don't know, I'll take, I'm just going to make one up. Take a line here. Now, this is the frame of my drawing. You can kind of see that a little bit. I'm just gonna, this is my horizon line. So below that's my ground plane. So I'm just gonna put this rectangle on the ground plane. So you can kind of see it on the ground plane. It looks a little distorted because it's 3-point perspective, and that's how things look sometimes. Now I'm going to erase the dividing lines that were there before, because remember, I just added a rectangle, or I extended a rectangle and I shortened it on one side. So I'm just taking out all the stuff I don't need. And there you go. Now I want to round out this form, so I'm going to round out this side, and I'll start here. Not having good luck. There we go. Pencil is getting into a weird groove. So there's my curve. The first one is made up and invented, and I went with that. The second one is based off of the first one. So see where this enters back into the line? I'm going to take that to the top vanishing point. We'll run a line straight up, put a point. I'm going to take where this enters here. I have to take it over to that side, so I need a point here so I can make a nice round there. In order to take it to that side, I have to go to the left vanishing point, which is over there, and I run it this way, and then I put a point here. So now I have my 2 points, and I'm just kind of like feeling it out. I think I like the one I just put in there. Okay. You can see it took me a while. I went 1, 2, 3 different attempts. I think I like the one on the furthest one out. So it helps if you erase and have one of those little tiny erasers, and then you can just blend it back into its area. So you want to do that on this guy too, but remember you have to make it transparent. So see where these 2 lines meet? I'm going to draw a line there so I can get this plane that's on the other side. In order to do that, I have to take this point, connect it to the right vanishing point, and it intersects that line I just drew right there. I take this point, I connect it to the right vanishing point, and it connects to this line right here, and then I basically make the same curve, like so. Now, sometimes it doesn't meet up the way you want it to, so we'll see right now. In this case, it just might. And then I can just connect this line to this line, which goes to the vanishing point. So you can kind of see it curving down. But I have to erase everything else, so it makes sense. So I got to erase this. Oh wait, no. That's the line I just put in. I have to erase this. And what's nice about this, remember what I didn't have enough room to draw that interior space. I can actually do that now using perspective. So I'm going to go here, so it should deviate from there. Go here, bring it to the right side, deviate from here, and then I start to blend that guy in. Before it was covered and I couldn't see it that well, but now I can see it, so I might as well do it right. That little extra line that I have in there, I can erase that because you only need to see part of it. And then it kind of blends in. And I erase this, and I got this guy. So you can kind of see this little weird S-like shape. I'll show you one more thing. Let's bring this to the left vanishing point. Make another rectangle. The reason I bring it to the other side is because we need to find out. All right, I have to do a little work real fast. This goes here. I have to make it transparent in order to figure something out. This goes here, this goes up. All right, that's where it meets this. And then I can draw a line straight out. So if you see what I just did there, I had to draw this transparent so I could see where this line comes in because it meets. So I drew the bottom plane, drew a line straight up. When this line came across, met that, then it can go that way. What I'm gonna do next is just end this right here, and then, so this is the line I put in. I take this line, I bring it over the right side, bam, oops, bam. Okay, what I'm going to do is just curl this guy. So that's my curve that I want to create, and I'm going to try to do the same curve here. But what I got to do is draw this over to, that's right, this way, because I need to bring this on the same line there. There's already a line there that I could use, but I'm just going to show you how I would do it. Go there, there's a point there. So where this enters back here, I got to bring a line down this way, which goes to that vanishing point. And that's why I use a vanishing point. And then there's my point there. And then again, I'm just going to try to like pull down, pull over. It takes a little freehand drawing here, somewhat, sort of, kind of. But at least you know where to enter and come back. Perfect. Okay, so I need to do that on this side as well, but since I already drew that transparent line, that's awesome. I can just bring the same thing in, but I have to transfer this point over to the other side and transfer this point over to the other side. So I take it to the right vanishing point, put a dot there. I take this to the right vanishing point. I put a dot here, and then I basically do the same thing. And then I connect both. Oh, kind of miss it, huh? So check this out. This is a good example when something doesn't go your way. If I take the outermost point, which is right there, and I connect to the right vanishing point, because basically this is gone. You just eliminated that. But see how I miss right here? I missed because I'm freehanding all of this. So what I should, you don't really know until you figure it out in the end. But what you can do is you can just pull this line out more, and you might ask, like, well, what if I didn't know to do that? You don't know until you get to the next step. So I pull that line out more, and then you can just erase the rest. And you're good to go. And I can take this out because that was just an additional piece. And there you go. I got myself an S. But I kind of like this shape. This is pretty cool. All right. See you later.